What's going on, everybody? Time for a little Jays talk. Today we're going to go over the game between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Tampa Bay Rays. The Blue Jays lose 3-1, drop back to 500 on the year at 25-25. This game wasn't the most thrilling. It wasn't the most action-packed game there was. It was well played by both sides in terms of the pitching, the fielding, things like that. Pitchers did a good job of getting out of a couple of jams on both sides. And yeah, a 3-1 pitching duel. Not much more to say about that, really. We'll get into the recap here now. So, Drew Rasmussen was on the mound for Toronto. On paper, this pitching matchup is completely one-sided. Drew Rasmussen is very good. There's a reason why he's got a 2.6 ERA. Eric Lauer going back for us. We're just hoping to catch lightning in a bottle here and hoping that he can, string together a nice stretch for us and get us through until Scherzer's back, Manoah's back, any trades that are made at the deadline, things like that. We're just hoping to basically get through with him for as long as we can. And so far, he's been pretty solid for us, although the longevity hasn't been there in his outings. You're hoping for 5 innings pitched, 2 to 3 runs, and hand it off to the bullpen. We almost got there today. It wasn't good enough, but it also wasn't a complete implosion either. So, first inning, Drew Rasmussen's cruising. He gets us to go 3 up, 3 down. You're seeing the 97-mile-an-hour fastball high that Varsho gets struck out on in that, and he's got good stuff, basically. Lauer answers back in the first. Caminero hits a ground rule double, but he gets Lau out and Morel out, so he gets out of it. It's 0-0. And it's a well-pitched game until the third when Brandon Lau gets on the board. What else is new for Tampa Bay? He is an absolute J-killer this year. Lefty on lefty. Lauer just left a couple pitches middle to him, mistake pitches, and he ends up taking one 391 feet to right center field. Caminero scores 2-0 Tampa Bay Rays in the bottom of the third. He then gets Morel to fly out. Danny Jansen hits a double, and then Josh Lowe flies out to left, ending the inning, keeping it 2-0. Top of 4. We think we might be getting something going off Rasmussen. Guerrero starts out with a ground out. Varsho pops out. So with the 2-out rally, Springer walks. Kirky singles, moving Springer up. And then Barger strikes out on a low fastball that catches the bottom of the zone. The way Barger's been swinging the bat with 2 guys on, you almost like your odds of scoring there. But unfortunately, he worked a good count. He worked a good at bat. How many pitches was it? Yeah, it was 9 pitches. And then ultimately he gets struck out with the low fastball there. So not ideal. Missed an opportunity. Eric Lauer comes out in the bottom of the fourth right after that, gets a flyout, and then gives up a home run to Meade, who came close to hitting a home run off of him in the first at-bat. Doesn't miss the second time. 386 feet to left field. It is 3-0. Simpson reaches on an infield single to the shortstop, and this dude is so fast. I don't know how. Was it Heineman or Kirk that threw him out last game? I don't know how we got this guy out. He is like true 80-grade speed. He steals second base right after that. Diaz flies out, Caminero grounds out, so no damage is done. But man, that guy is scary on the base paths. So it's a 3-0 Rays through 4, heading to 5th. In the 5th, Clement singles to lead it off. Clase walks. And again, this is our next real chance at scoring here. So we had the Barger opportunity. Nathan Lucas strikes out swinging. And then Bo Bichette. I feel for him here because he absolutely roped this ball. I think it was 110 miles an hour. And this is where I say I like to watch the games as opposed to just looking at box scores and trying to recap. Because here it just says, Bichette grounds into double play. And you're thinking, oh, of course, like the least clutch player ever. But watching it, he gets a fastball. He doesn't miss it. He absolutely squares it up. Third baseman makes a nice kind of diving, falling snag on it, turns 2 out of it. Just an unreal play. I don't know how many times out of 10 the third baseman makes that play, or how many times out of 10 you can hit a ball that hard and have it be right at somebody. A little bit of bad luck there for sure, because that deserved a better result there for Bo. It was a good at-bat and ultimately a fairly good result in terms of just absolutely smashing a line drive. But you know what? That's the way it goes. So yeah, 2 big missed opportunities in the early going there to kind of answer back in this 3-0 game. Eric Lauer is still pitching in the 5th. He gets Brandon Lau to fly out to start the 5th before Braden Fisher comes in. And Fisher ends up getting a ground out and a strikeout. And he's looked amazing since coming up. Very, very good stuff out of him. So yeah, he finished off the 5th inning there. So through 5, it's 3-0. Kind of where you'd expect to be in an Eric Lauer start day. So there's nothing real shocking there other than maybe the Jays being held off the board. Drew Rasmussen goes out and does it again in the 6th. Gets Guerrero, Varsho, and Springer all out, keeping it 3-0. Bottom of 6, Fisher still cruising. He gets 3 strikeouts in the bottom of 6, keeping it 3-0. In the 7th, we have another opportunity. So this was our third real good opportunity to come through. And Kirky walks, Barger walks, Clement walks with Montgomery on the mound. So we've walked the bases loaded to start this inning with none out. Rodriguez comes in to pitch, and Jonathan Clase grounds into a double play. Second shortstop to first. Kirky scores, but yeah, the double play really killed the inning there. And then Lucas flies out to end it. So it's 3-1 Tampa through the top of the seventh. And that is the third inning there where you felt like we needed to push through and get something. And this was the point where I wouldn't say I felt like we were going to lose. Like I didn't think the game was over at this point. But that was the one where it was like, okay, this probably just isn't our day. That's the third good chance. And to ground into a double play there was just backbreaking. Just for me as the viewer. Bottom seven, Chad Green comes in. He looks pretty good. Simpson grounds out. Diaz strikes out. Caminero reached on an infield single to third. And then Walls is then caught stealing catcher to shortstop when he's pitching to Brandon Lau. So we dodge a bit of a bullet there with how Brandon Lau's been hitting. So thank you, Rays, on that front, keeping it 3-1. They didn't get a scoring opportunity out of that, obviously. Uceda comes in to pitch for Tampa Bay after that to face the top of our order. And this is kind of our last kick at the can in the eighth inning here. Bichette grounds out, Guerrero's walked, Varsho flies out, Springer walks. So you've got 2 on, 2 out, and then Kirky grounds out. So not ideal there either. That's not quite as good of a scoring chance as some of the other innings, but still the top of your order needs to come through there in a 3-1 ball game, and they were unable to do it. Urena comes in to pitch for us in the bottom of 8, and he gets Lau to foul out, Meisner to ground out, and then Josh Lowe to ground into a fielder's choice when Danny Jansen had singled. So keeping it 3-1 heading into the 9th to face Pete Fairbanks, who's a very good closer. Barger strikes out swinging, Clement grounds out. Santander comes in to pinch hit, so maybe he's not as hurt as we thought. Maybe he's just a little dinged up. He walks on, I believe it was 4 pitches. Yeah, it was 4 straight pitches. And then promptly gets lifted for Miles Straw. So nice to see Anthony Santander go back to the bench now. And then Nathan Lucas strikes out swinging to end the game, keeping it 3-1. So yeah, a few missed opportunities there early in the game. The 5th inning, the 7th inning, the 8th inning, they had a little bit of a push there. Ultimately not able to get it done, which is frustrating to see. And I'll try and see here, there we go. I'll bring up the box score here real quick. So I'm just going to move myself out of the way. Move this box score down. So let's just see what we're missing here. So yeah, 3-1 game, couple missed opportunities. Bo Bichette, as you can see, goes 0 for 4. His average is down to 284. Still having an all right season. Vladdy, same type of thing. 0 for 3 with the walk. He's, had a couple opportunities there to get something started, unable to do it. Dalton Varsho, when he's not hitting for power, he's not going to hit for average. So yeah, 0 for 4 with a strikeout, kind of what you expect with no home runs on the board. Springer had an all right day getting on base twice. Kirky did a good job. Barger came up with a couple key opportunities and was unable to do it today. But you know what? He's been so good lately that it's hard to fault him too much because guys are going to hit it sometimes and they are going to come up short sometimes as well. That's baseball. Clement 1 for 3. Clase 1 for 2. Anyways, I'll hide this and I'll bring up the pitching. There we go. Eric Lauer 4 1/3. Like I say, you'd like to get 5 innings from him. The 3 runs is fine. Not good enough, but he's been solid for us. Can't really hate on him too much. Fisher, great job. No hits, 4 strikeouts. He's looked amazing, just pumping strikes in there. As you can see, 18 of his 22 pitches. Chad Green's looked amazing. For the amount of flack this guy gets online when he comes in, you would never guess that he has a 3.2 ERA. He's been very solid for us. Urena comes in, basically does his mop-up role. So everyone kind of did what they were supposed to do. It was all right. Kind of a scheduled loss here. Eric Lauer versus Rasmussen is not a game that you like, but obviously when you're trying to be a playoff team, you can't really have these scheduled losses, and we've got to bounce back. So that's what I'm going to be looking for now. Is we've lost the opening one, we've absorbed a punch from the Rays. Now let's see how the boys answer back. We're at 500. Let's see if we drop below or if we can maybe go on a run and get a healthy bit above 500, so we're not constantly worrying about this 500 mark. We're still within reach of all the playoff spots and all that. The wild card, nobody's running away with any of these positions. Even our division, the Yankees lost to the Rockies, I believe. So that's something that you like to see. Anyways, did you guys watch the game? Let me know your thoughts below. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.